Hello, and welcome to Unity of Fredericksburg. My name is Linda, and I am pleased to welcome all of you to the Unity of Fredericksburg weekly online gathering. At Unity of Fredericksburg, we are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. We thank those of you watching on YouTube, live or later, and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're unable to attend live, we encourage you to join us in the Zoom community room for the full Sunday morning experience, including music, prayer, and connection. Our weekly newsletter includes the Sunday service link, and you can subscribe to receive that on our website at uofva.org. For everyone local to Central Virginia, Unity of Fredericksburg offers a variety of fun and enriching in-person gatherings every month. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at uofva.org for all the details. Our message and meditation today comes from Dr. Yemaja Jubilee, JD. Dr. Jubilee is a soulful poet and spoken word artist, author, creative consultant, and songwriter. As an inspirational speaker and workshop facilitator, she spreads her message of love, light, and inclusivity, seasoned with positivity and Ubuntu, I believe that's correct, of all humanity. Dr. Jubilee believes we are each individualized expressions of the divine, and we are each here to bring our vibrational footprint on this earthly plane by bringing our unique talents and gifts to all of humanity. And now here is Dr. Yemaja Jubilee.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Habari Gandhi means, what's the news? We're about to get our Kwanzaa on, okay? This is what we're going to do today. Enjoy, we'll come together and we're going to celebrate this wonderful African-American, Black American tradition of Kwanzaa. It's Kwanzaa time, y'all. I got my Kwanzaa on. I want you to get your Kwanzaa on. It's all right, it's okay. Y'all hear what I say? Ashe, ashe. It's Kwanzaa time, y'all. I got my Kwanzaa on, and I desire for you to get your Kwanzaa on. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for that? To get the Kwanzaa on. I'm going to take it as a yes, and we're going to move on. One of the things that I want you all to remember is there are a whole lot of other celebrations that go on this time of the year. And beginning with Thanksgiving, it's like all these holidays come, all the celebrations come, and they start and they end January the 1st, as far as I know, with Kwanzaa, because that's the last day of Kwanzaa. Now, we can learn something from all of those traditions. What we have a tendency to do as human beings is to not remember that we can take something from everything. We can take something from everything. And we can learn so much. It depends on where you are in your journey. And you make a choice as what are you going to do. There's this time of the year, there's Yule, which is a celebration of hope and renewal and the promise of light and new beginning. There's also combined with that the winter solstice, which is that's how the Native Americans, with the light and rebirth and storytelling and dances for Native Americans. Then there's Hanukkah, where they light the candles. It's an 8-day celebration. It's an 8-day celebration symbolizing faith, hope, and resilience. Then there's also Bodhi, which is the celebration of the enlightenment of the Buddha. I could go on about so many more. And of course, you all know about Advent, which is about celebrating and preparing for the arrival of the Christ consciousness through candles and prayers and reflections. Now, one of the things that I want to make note of is right here is I wrote a song called It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year a couple of years ago. And what I put in there was all the celebration, most of them together. And the common thread that ran through, an invisible thread that ran through all the songs, it says, love created all. Love created all. Love created all of those because we're all are made in love, by love, for love, to be loved. There's a thread that's invisible that weaves through every kind of celebration there is. And some of them are religious and some of them are not. But it does not make any difference because it's how we choose to express ourselves. Today, we gather to celebrate the richness of the African American culture and heritage that's for the highest good of all concerned, all of humanity. We're going to talk about Kwanzaa. I want to tell you the first Kwanzaa celebration that I went to was 40 years ago. 40 years ago. I had no idea what Kwanzaa was. In fact, I was in Northern Virginia and my girlfriend said, come on, go with me. We went to this house and I had no idea what was happening. It was my first Kwanzaa celebration. It was very intimate. They poured libations, they lit the candles, and then they told stories. And they talked about the principles. Kwanzaa, as I said before, is a celebration of African American heritage. And that was my first time I ever been to a Kwanzaa celebration. The first time I had ever gone, to a Kwanzaa celebration. So in the meantime, during those 40 years from here to now, I started going to different places, different spaces to do Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa came to be by Dr. Karenga in 1966. He was an astute, renowned scholar in African American studies, social justice, and Black cultural ways of being. It is celebrated from December 26th to January the 1st. And it focused on 7 principles. This man did a great job of bringing it all together. The word Kwanzaa itself is a Swahili word, and it means first fruits of the harvest. Now, I have a picture that I bought. I don't know whether you all can see this. Hopefully you all can see this. It says Happy Kwanzaa. This is one of the plates that I have on my table with the kinara, with the 7 candles in it. I wanted you all to see this, how it looks. This is the kinara here, and the mat is the foundations, and there's fruits because Kwanzaa is about first fruits. And then there's also a libation cup. You pour libation, then there's corn to symbolize the children and children to come. And a candle, there are 7 candles that I put here. You have the black candle, which is unity, and all the other candles we'll go through in a minute. There's 7 candles that's put in a kinara. This is what it is. I wanted you all to see that. So as I talked about the 7 principles, let's go briefly through that because we're going to focus on just a few of them. The first principle is unity. It's called Yemaja, the first principle, and is represented by the black candle in the kinara. The next one is Kujikalia, which is self-determination. Ujamaa is collective work and responsibility, and Ujamaa is cooperative economics, represented by a red candle. And Nia, one we're going to talk about a little bit later, is about purpose. And usually that's a green candle that's lit in the kinara. And Kuamba, excuse my pronunciation, sometimes it's not so good with these, but I know what I'm talking about, okay? It's creativity. That's my favorite one. It's creativity. And then the last one is Imani, which is faith. Now, we talked about, I've showed you the kinara and the candles that go in, 7 candles, 3 green and 3 red, and black being the foundation. So you have some basis of when it started, who bought it, who started it in y'all remember I said 1966, so it's been going on for a while. One of the things that we have to remember that whatever you celebrate is okay. But right now we getting our Kwanzaa on. It's all right, it's okay. Ashe, ashe is what I say. Today we're going to focus on unity, purpose, creativity, and faith. Umoja, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani. Those are the ones we're going to talk briefly about. First one is unity. And you all have heard that word used so many times before, but in the African American community, it emphasized the importance of us as a culture coming together, working together and being together. And we start by just coming together and we communicate about what was going on, how things are in our communities, coming together. And we organize community events together for the highest good of all concerned. And this summer, I did an event for Juneteenth, bringing Dr. Oprah Lee here to Prince Edward State Park. Used to be Prince Edward, now it's Twin Lakes State Park. Brought all the people together to celebrate Juneteenth, the Freedom Day, okay? Lots of people for 3 days. That's a big event that brought our culture, honored our ancestors as Black Americans to that particular spot. Now, you don't have to do something that big. You can decide. Sometimes what we do is some people do community gardens. I love gardens. Planting community gardens. You can do all sorts of things that's going to benefit your community wherever you are. And the thing about it is you want to connect, communicate, and collaborate. And there are different ways to do that. This process, because when we move to NEA now, which is the purpose, you think about what the purpose is for you coming together. You're understanding, you're making decisions, not just for yourself, but for everybody. And that's what we have to remember. You're not alone. You're in this together, and you have a purpose. You reflect on the values that you have, the values of the community, and what would be for the highest good of everybody. And then you think about that purpose, how you gonna make it come to life. That's what I did with that dream I had about bringing Dr. Oprah Lee here. The purpose of that was to bring people together and educate them and inspire them about our Black culture. That was the purpose. And you can even do that individualized in your family. You celebrate. And then you have to, after you celebrate, you have to practice gratitude. And you embrace NEA and you cultivate a sense of purpose and peace and just go ahead and do it. And my father taught, one of the things that I learned is I took all the way through from beginning to end in that project was I dreamed it, I slept on it, I visioned it, I got up and I got on it. And that was done one step at a time in a community that had come together with a purpose of bringing Dr. Oprah Lee to Virginia. That was her first time visit here. That was our purpose, bringing Dr. Oprah Lee here. And it was fantastic. It turned out well. Next principle is Kaumba. That's my favorite, creativity. I get excited about this because we can tap into a part of ourselves and get new and innovative ways to do things. You don't have to do things the same way all the time. You don't have to do things the way everybody else has been doing them. And one of the things that I can hear my ancestors say, they went through a lot. They were resilient, but they always came up with new ways to come through what they went through. They were enslaved people. And then when this Kwanzaa was going on, it was during the time of bringing Black people together, Black Panther Party. How do we bring people together? We bring them together by using our creativity, using Kwanzaa to bring it into practice, making things happen. The reason why I like this so much is because I use poetry, all right? And I share my poetry in all different types of venues. I call them divine downloads. You may be an artist. You may paint, all right? You may write music. You got talents. Bring it to the community. You can sponsor a poetry day. Hello. You can have a concert. Hello. And bring all the artists in your community together. Let them celebrate. You can celebrate through music. And then you can reflect on the good that you brought after you do it. Utilize all the talent that is among you. We are gifted people. And one of the things that I've learned about my community is that my daddy grew up in a time when resources was limited. My great grandmother was the daughter of the slave master. Okay, did y'all hear what I say? She was the daughter of the slave master. And she went through a lot. But my father took care of her up until she died. She was 105 years old when she died. And she did not have a life that was filled with all the things that I'm privileged to have. So I learned about her And that's why I own my voice. That's why I do what I do. That's a part of practicing these principles, is to own my voice, because she couldn't, my mother couldn't, and my great-grandmother and my grandmothers could not own their voice and use their creativity. My mother was a very creative person. She believed in the gardens, all right? She had the best gardens in the neighborhood. And when everybody else's garden was gone, she had it. Her stuff was still here, because what she did, she sang to her plants. She talked to her plants. She was loving, and she shared her garden with everybody in our community, all right? And then as we move on here, let's talk a little bit about faith. Imani. Imani, this is what Dr. Corinda says, and I'm going to read this to you. To believe with all our hearts in our people, in us as Black people, in our parents and our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle, prayer, setting and trusting the process of living, believing that something, even if it cannot be seen, that's what he says we have to believe in. And I love that definition about how faith is to be used. And trust goes hand in hand with that. We have to trust in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves, and then believe in ourselves as a community. And when I say Black community, this extends over to all community. Everybody has to believe in the community. Unity of Fredericksburg, unity of Bonaire, unity in all the other denominations. Believe, 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 and have faith. Faith that you can do anything. And I'm here to tell you that you can, because when you embrace your faith, you foster a stronger community. Sometimes you're going to have somebody that don't believe in what you're doing. I got that when I was doing the project with Dr. Jubilee. I got told, this is your project, all right? And I tell you this, it was from a white person, all right? And that really hurt me, because I saw who she was when I said that. I saw who she was. But what did I do? I took my breath and I centered myself back in and allowed her and accept her to be where she is. Because I saw that this project was going to come to fruition. And with the help of the vision team and the people that I had working with me, they all had faith. They all had faith for the highest good. So the unity coming together, the Nia coming together with a purpose. And in our Black communities, it fosters growth, expansion, not just Black communities. When I say this, because it is Kwanzaa, we need it for everybody, not just in the Black communities, in all communities. Purpose, creativity, Imani, faith, and work together for the highest good of all humanity. Now, y'all got 4 things there: unity, Yemaja, Nia, purpose, Kaumba, creativity, and Imani. We can practice, even though I'm telling you about these things from a Black perspective, we can practice it in all relationships. Now, I'm dedicated to making everything come alive. I'm going to tell y'all, I like bringing things to life because I have life. I like bringing my creativity and expressing who I am, where I am, as I am. I call it BYOT, bringing my own truth, and BYOV, bringing my own voice. And I go and I bring my flavor. I don't care where I am, I bring my flavor. And if I am the only Black person that's present and I see something that goes down that's not good for me nor my people, I say it. And I don't have any making any qualms about it, because I'm practicing these principles for the highest good of my community and for the highest good of everybody. I'm not excluding anyone. One of the revelations that I've had in the last few days is that we fail to see how connected we are. We fail to see, because we separate ourselves by denominations. We separate ourselves by race. We separate ourselves by label. We separate with this is good and this is bad. And this over here ain't supposed to be, and you shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's not, to me, there is something wrong with that picture. So the togetherness, and the belief in all of humanity. With all of these principles, Yemaja, unity, Nia, with purpose, Kaumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. Now, my purpose for coming on here today was to give you my perspective of what Kwanzaa is and how I practice it in my life. You take what you like and you leave the rest, because I'm not perfect with this. I have preferences now as to how kind of celebration that I want to be. We had a Kwanzaa celebration in our home here last year, and it was very intimate. And I go to these larger Kwanzaa celebrations, and I feel like some of it diffuses the connectedness. And so I don't get that much out of it, but I go and I get what I can from it. All right. And to support. But the intimate settings, when I was in New York, this is how I practiced Kwanzaa in New York. There were houses we went to every single day in someone's home, lit the candle and practiced the principle and told stories about it. That's what Elroy Boyd and I did last year. We had a celebration here in the home. And also I wanted you to know, Elroy Boyd was also a part of the team of Unity of Richmond. We had the first Kwanzaa celebration at Unity of Richmond. I think it was 2021 we did it, okay? Sandra Campbell from Unity Urban Ministry said that, she looked at the video and said how good it was. We got a lot of positive response. But one of the things that we have to remember is when we practice where we are and you're Black, you get judged. And I'm just being straight up with you all. Because of the color of my skin, and when I bring things, whether they are in any types of settings, no matter where I go, I get judged. But I know that I have a mission, that I have a purpose. So we had Kwanzaa over there, and we had a plant-based dinner, and we had the drums. And that song that I just was telling you about, it's the most wonderful time of the year, premiere at Unity of Richmond, okay? It premiered at that Kwanzaa celebration. So what I want you all to remember is this. There are things that you can do to practice togetherness, to practice unity, to know what the purpose is for the community, to have faith and utilize your God-given talents and your creativity to bring things to light. To bring things to light. Because as long as you have breath in your body, be grateful that you are alive. Be grateful that you're learning and being exposed to new and different things. Do not judge. Take what you like and leave the rest. That's one of my practices. So Kwanzaa now to me means more than ever because I have expanded and I've gotten more knowledge. And I'm not telling you just to tell you, I practice it. In the events that I do, in my poetry, through the dance, I love to dance, right? I love to dance. And I used to teach Zumba, okay, at one time in my life. But I wanted to tell you, just remember, we're all in this together. Just remember that. And I want to close this portion with this. One of the things that I know about writing letters, and I'm going to send this out, you can go on my Facebook page, is that I got discriminated against at Longwood University. That was in 1964. This past year, May 14th, not May 14th, May the 19th, I got awarded an honorary JD. So it took a long time for that to come around, but that's because I own my voice. I said what I needed to say, and Reverend Cher and Bill Holton were partly responsible for that in Durham, North Carolina, because I went to a retreat and we had a discussion, and that scar was still there. And I talked about it. So I took action. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because of this. What I did by bringing it to the administration and the president at Longwood University, the vice president of the university came to me at that day and told me that it was, if I had not sent that, because they gave honorary doctorates to over 250 people. He said, when you kept persistent and you kept saying, you promoted this. And they were all recipients that had gone through when Prince Edward County schools had closed. Longwood gave them honorary doctorate. And that's just with one letter and owning my voice for the highest good of the community. And I'm proud of that fact. Okay, I'm proud of that fact. And you know what it says on my diploma? It says, Dr. Yemaja, in quotes in the middle, truth, Jubilee, JD, truth, JD. So I practice Kwanzaa principles in my life on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis. So I ask that you think about it. Now breathe, be, and allow it to be. Breathe, be, and let it be. Breathe, be, and let it be. Breathe, be, and let it be. You breathe the breath of God, love above and love below, love above and love below, love above and love below. You breathe the breath of God. And I ask wherever you are to close your eyes, wherever you are, and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And what I want you to do is take a front seat. Imagine you're sitting in a theater and take a front seat. And before you, there's a stage. Got the red curtains. And you have this button in your hand that you can open and close the curtains as you like. You sit there in the quiet and you press the button and the curtain open. And what you do, you imagine you are on stage. You're sitting in your seat, but you imagine you're on stage. This is scene one. You're surrounded by people of diverse backgrounds, culture, all kinds of talent. You're in the midst of it, and you feel the warmth of all that energy that they're pouring into you. And then you breathe into the softness. You're surrounded by these diverse cultures. And as you breathe, you say the phrase to yourself, Yemaja, 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 unity, oneness to yourself. And as you exhale any form of separation and division. You allow it to go into your feet and out into the foundation you're standing on. And all the people that are around you have these unique perspectives and experiences, but yet you feel united with them because you're in the center. You're united and you feel a sense of connection. You belong in this community called humanity. You belong. It don't matter what they do, you know you belong and you're connected. And you commend yourself on the realization that you are connected. And you sow within yourself and you remind yourself again that there are 8 billion people on this planet, but you're connected to every single one because it's the love that created you. And as you do that, you look around, off in the distance, this is a scene too, and you see a tree. There's a tall tree standing, beautiful tree, arms and branches out there, birds that are singing. But through their song, they have their own symphony, and you know God's near because you say, whenever you hear the birds sing with symphony, with a sweet melody, you're grounded in love. And with that, the tree has roots. And as you breathe in, you repeat the word Nia, your purpose and direction. And as you exhale any doubt. And you visualize the tree growing strong, taller, but visualize on the roots that they're going deeper and deeper and deeper. And the roots, guess what they're doing? They're connecting you to your purpose. Do y'all know the trees talk to each other? You among other trees. You're sending out vibrations to the other trees and telling them, you realize what your values are, what your passions are, and what gives meaning and direction to your life. And you allow that principle of Nia to guide you as you breathe deeply. The roots go stronger into the ground. Slowly breathe. You have clarity. You have direction. You are connected to Mother Earth, divinely inspired, knowing what your purpose is. Breathe. You got your Kwanzaa on. So next, scene 3, creativity, kaumba. So imagine yourself, press the button, you in another scene. You go in on the stage, you see a studio that's filled with art supplies, musical instruments, vision boards, various creative tools. So as you breathe in, you say kaumba, creativity, which is self-expression. And as you exhale any doubt that you have about your creativity. Anything that's blocking your creativity, you allow it to leave your body. And you visualize yourself freely like you got a brush, you're painting. If you're an artist and you visual. And then you allow yourself to accept yourself. You might be dancing. You might be just up and telling everybody your story about yourself. You might just be not in your, might not be in front of a crowd, but you're visualizing what's going to bring joy to my life. What have I been blocking that I need to create? Whether it's spoken, written, however you can do it. Maybe you want to write a play. Maybe you want to start a group, an intergenerational group that brings all ages together. Use your creativity to do that. And you reflect on the ways that you can do this, how you can be more innovative. And you use your imagination and visualization to see that it's done. And you bring it into this world. See yourself bringing it into the world. Remember, you had them people, those that are with you in the first scene, with diverse cultures, diverse, unique talents. You bring it to those groups and they help you along your way. And as you continue to breathe, the foundation, remembering that we talked about, is faith. Go to the next scene and you're sitting in a meadow beside a stream and the water's running and you feel a sense of being surrounded by nature. You're connected to all that is. That's one of my favorite places to be. Find yourself a rock and sit on. Find a heart-shaped rock and sit on it. And as you breathe in, say the word Imani, and it's faith. Faith. And exhale all feelings of fear, worry, and doubt. It leaves your body. You put it in the rock and into the earth. Into the earth you go. Now visualize all of this light that's coming down. You see it above you. It's coming down through your head. Whatever color you want that light to be. I know one lady loved purple. Okay. And purple is of I think it's the top chakra, the head chakra. So allow that light to pour through you, filling your body with faith and trust in yourself, in your community, and in the universe. The universe knows you. The universe hears you. The universe has your back. You don't have to beg or plead. You co-create with it the life that you dream about, and reflect on the ways that you can just be and trust in the goodness, trust in the abundance of the universe. Trust it softly. Let it wrap you. The light is like a tapestry in many, many, many different colors, weaving its love around you, softly holding you, cuddling you. You have faith. You have trust. You see it. You believe it, and the gentleness of spirit surrounds you. You are grounded, centered, and focused in the source, whatever you choose to call it, spirit, God, love, beloved, known by many names, but it's still the same that runs through us. And as you continue to breathe deeply, take a moment to reflect on this journey that we've gone through today. And you were guided to be here today, and that you have got your Kwanzaa on, and you have been transformed by Yemaja, Nia, Kaumba, and Imani. Now breathe, be, and let it be. Let's spread a little love all over the land. Let's spread a little love through our hearts and hands, with love rising like the morning sun. We'll spread love, we'll spread peace, we'll spread joy till the day is done. So carry the wisdom, the inspiration, and the sense of community, and may it illuminate your path as you go forward. We just got our Kwanzaa on. Ashe, Ashe. And so it is, and so it shall be. And thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me to share with you today.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Jubilee Truth. That was just wonderful. Thank you. I've got my Kwanzaa on. Thanks for watching the weekly broadcast from Unity of Fredericksburg. Visit our website, uofva.org, to learn more about our mission of spiritual awakening and transformation, and support our ministry with your financial donation. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.